Russell Brand has gone MAGA. Full MAGA.
What?
I'm going to show you 2 clips.
He is not a left-winger. He is not a right-winger. He just follows empiricism and facts. And those processes, he now wants us to believe, have led him to getting himself baptized as a, I think, 40-something-year-old guy. Okay.
So condescending.
But I like that.
You like that one? He pretends he's not catty, but he's catty. You got baptized in your 40s? All right.
That's like the perfect flavor of Jewish kvetching, like shade throwing that I'm here for.
I'm here for it.
In his latest direct-to-camera video, former actor Russel Brand,
Come on.
maybe sometimes
That was good.
That was also shade.
Mhm. I know. Pac-Man's really good at describing things with an undertone of shade.
It's giving bitchy service industry vibes.
America.
What I feel now is that if you really care about democracy, you'd be better off supporting Trump than the neoliberal establishment, because I think they have much deeper, far more insidious ties to globalism, to the war.
Except for the fact that they wrote a piece of legislation that would gut basically all the institutions that make up government, and all that power would then be ceded to the God King. So, I mean, that's the alternative.
Machine, to authoritarian and manipulative media, are more likely to deploy the judiciary.
He's pretending like there's only authoritarianism on one side, when it's like, what are you talking about? Your team is way more authoritarian. That's the whole that's the whole shtick.
But it's not up to me to decide, is it? I'm an English person.
Oh, you know what else it is? He sees himself in Trump. He was accused by multiple women of wrongdoings, which is putting it fucking lightly, right? He had no choice but to run headfirst into MAGA. Who else would have taken him in? He sees Trump being fucked over by the judicial system in the same way that he sees himself as a victim.
Yeah.
That's why. That's part of it. It's baked in the cake is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to like and to subscribe and to support our channel.
Plus, they're both fucking cult leaders.
The Donald Trump verdict, guilty, it's a greater indictment on the American judiciary than on the man himself, because we know.
What?
I've thought a lot about this, okay? The MAGA position is that Donald Trump's the victim because he's become a felon on crimes that should just be state level misdemeanors on stuff that happened 20 years ago. So they're saying, why are you raising this to a felony? Even if that's true, my argument is, great. So we've set a precedent. Let's go after any presidents that conduct illegal drone programs, right?
Let's get some charges going for Obama.
That's right. It's like,
Let's actually look at all of American policy.
that's a little bit of a more like morally and ethically, I'm with you. But once you start going backwards, it gets way more complicated. Whereas if that policy is true going forward, then you know what I mean? Then I'm totally with you.
Now we got to destroy the empire. baby.
Okay, but anyway, you get my point.
Yeah.
And we know that the primary motivation, and this is clear even from the celebrations of his detractors and opponents, is not about bringing about justice, it's about bringing.
Oh, and also the other point that they make is that, well, all powerful rich people do this shit. They all break laws and
Yeah,
do crimes.
They do.
And like now you're fucking slapping Trump on the wrist for some bullshit. And it's like, well, yeah, but he's committed way worse crimes. So like, you got to take him down for something.
Their point is that you can't get mad about the shit in the soup when the other one's a shit sandwich. Why are we only getting mad at the shit soup and not at the shit sandwich? When I'm like, we should actually extend it. You're right. We should be mad that there's shit in all of the food products.
Right. And Russell Brand's denying that because he's been canceled and now he's part of.
He's like, nope, they just want to take
Magaville.
down shit soup. And actually, shit soup's better than shit sandwich because you can just pull the turd out of shit soup.
Because this is where real freedom is, because Trump is a victim of the judicial system.
It's not his fault that he's the turd in the soup.
I love it when they're like, oh, and it's all Biden. Biden's controlling the whole show. What?
That man can barely control his own bowel.
Yeah, what the
movements.
fuck are you talking
Okay,
about?
No, it's the whole thing.
Okay, now let's go to the other clip since whatever.
Russell Brand has both jumped the shark and shit the bed. And even though he's been flirting with this like right-wing transition for quite a while now,
Is
he's gone all
Is
in.
Kyle putting in a filter on his stuff that's making his eyeballs look bigger?
No, but he might be wearing colored contacts.
Isn't it a straight choice between Donald Trump and Joe Biden? If you care about democracy, if you care about freedom, I don't know how you can do anything other than vote for Donald Trump for precisely the reasons that they claim that you can't vote for Donald Trump. They act as if a vote for Donald Trump is almost like you're directly voting for Armageddon. Like you see hysterical performances outside of courtrooms.
Trump wants to throw his opponents in jail. I mean, maybe he's just talking words and he won't do that, right? It's possible that he's just talking shit.
But regardless, that's who you're wanting because that's the shit he's talking.
Yeah. He wants to put his political opponents behind bar skis.
This MSNBC bombast. But I'm starting to think that, no, a greater threat to democracy is this kind of technological feudalism that tells you that it cares about you and it's protecting vulnerable people, all the while increasing censorship, increasing the funding of wars, increasing the division between ordinary
And Donald
Americans.
Trump would do those things too.
There it is. He came out and said it. I'll try to be as diplomatic and calm as possible as I walk everybody through this.
Mm-hmm.
But the reasons to not support Trump are just purely policy based. It's based on what happened when he was president, the policies he pursued.
Yeah, I mean, that's obvious, right?
Right.
Yeah. How do you feel about this before we move on to the next segment? Russell Brand goes full MAGA.
Not surprised. It's for money.
not
It's a money
surprised.
grab.
It's a money
and because
grab.
he's a canceled man.
He's power hungry and he sees them as dupes. He's been audience captured by the alt-center, alt-right for now multiple years on YouTube, I feel.
I mean, honestly, I'm sure it's a great paycheck.
He's a lot of subscribers on YouTube. He's found his lane.
That almost get it and then don't. I think that's why they're so successful, right?
I mean, Russell Brand has been flirting with the right for a while, like hanging out with Ben Shapiro, doing content with, he was just on Dave Rubin's show.
And I'm sure that he saw the numbers. And it's like, yeah, I should sell my soul and do this.
Yeah, no other viable option. No other path forward.